Good morning, professional photographers of Idaho and beyond. I am Bob Ryder.
Jen Alvey.
And Larry Fry.
We have Jen with us today. I'm pretty stoked about having you
Hi,
here.
Jen.
I'm excited to be here too.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking me.
We had the option of Zooming you in or having you stand here next to me, and frankly, this is pretty terrific.
Being that I'm like 5 minutes down the road, zooming me in seems kind of silly. I don't know.
That would be silly. Today's conversation is going to revolve entirely around... Larry, you notice that's trying to do an update? Isn't that fantastic?
No.
Oh.
Nice.
Maybe I'll tell that to go away here in just a minute.
Okay.
And but today we're going to have a conversation entirely about our convention. It's that one.
Yay, convention.
Yay, convention. So let's grab, well, they've already seen the topic slide. We had that up for a minute out there. We are going to do all things convention today. Larry, thanks for fixing that other monitor
Your
for us.
tech crew is back.
Yeah.
My digital tech Larry, as well as co-host. That's pretty fantastic. So Jen, without getting into any of the details.
See, he precursored that because he knows I have a lot of details. So,
Well,
okay.
we have
Not
a
the details.
plethora of details.
Yes.
And we're going to give them slides so they can see
Yeah.
all of this as we go along with a lot of the details. Folks, this is a great time for you. If you haven't already, grab your paper and pen and be ready to make some notes. That is your warning that we're just going to hammer you with a lot of really important convention detail today.
Just
Go ahead.
all of the slides will be on the website this afternoon, though, just
Excellent.
as soon as we're
Excellent.
done here. So just to let you know, if you scribble and you miss something, don't stress.
So
You can get it back.
our convention's a little different this year.
It is a little different for all the good reasons.
It is.
Yeah. It's a hybrid convention. The
Mhm.
first time we've ever done something in person and virtual. So that opens a lot of doors for people who may want to participate but don't maybe live super close. Idaho's kind of an odd shaped state. We've got a lot of people that, in years past would need to travel a little bit. And of course, being that we're not completely out of the woods with COVID and some people really are not able or comfortable to meet in person, we didn't want to not have convention. So
Right.
this is a great way to do both.
We've
And we just
got-
want to be better together,
Yep.
one way or another.
Better together. We've got a great venue.
Yeah.
It's not a hotel. It's an executive event facility, which is
Mhm.
really neat.
It's gorgeous.
It's
It's really
you don't have to
beautiful.
pay to park. You don't have to deal with a parking garage. There's
You don't
food
have-
everywhere around us.
You don't have bad carpet. It's all like brand new stuff.
Yes,
It's pretty fresh.
It's
Yeah,
not-
pretty fresh. So all things convention today. We're going to roll into some of the details. I was just waiting for some of the viewership to pop up a little bit so that folks aren't missing out. I figured we could do a little bit of our pre-chat, and maybe let's talk first about some of our pre-convention stuff
Yeah.
that we're going to do. And I'm really excited about this particular thing. So let's put that slide up. If you haven't seen this on social yet, it's there on all of our pages. It's on the Professional Photographers of Idaho business page. It's on the Photographers of Idaho by PPI group page. If you are a PPI member, it is on your members only page. And soon, I think this is going to make an appearance in some of the non-PPI
Yeah.
group pages around Idaho, around the valley.
Absolutely.
And what we're talking about is this pre-convention meet and greet. And in red there, it's got my two favorite words.
Free and pizza.
Free and pizza. So this is in fact, it's being hosted by Urban Air, which is over on the east side of town, right off of Eagle Road, Eagle and Franklin, kind of right
Mhm.
behind the furniture stores there in that light industrial park. They are sponsoring their corporate space for us,
Totally awesome.
as well as pizza for about 30 people. That doesn't mean that there
well,
won't be more
we
pizza.
have Larry here, maybe 15 people, right?
Yeah,
I'm just
exactly.
teasing.
Yeah.
At his expense. That's okay.
So this is Saturday the 13th, coming right up a week from tomorrow.
So come early if you want the pizza. Is
Yeah,
what we're
so
saying.
actually the pizzas will start rolling into the conference room about 1:00.
Okay.
I have a commitment from them that they'll start serving the pizza right around 1.
Awesome.
And that'll go until we're out of pizza. But there's going to be some great stuff going on here. You want to talk a little bit about that? Some of the things that we're going to do?
Larry?
Well, I can just go off the slide here, but obviously the big one for me is the free bio and headshots for
Yeah.
registered convention goers.
Yeah. So part of this is that we're going to have a table for convention information.
Yes.
You can ask your questions in person, get a live answer right there. We're all going to be there. So if one of us doesn't have the answer, the other one does, right?
Yes. Presumably.
And you can register for convention there. If you've been dragging your feet or you're not sure, you need that question answered, and then you're ready to take the plunge and come to convention, you can register there. And we're going to have, go ahead.
You could do all kinds of stuff there. You can, you could go just meet and greet, right? And
Yes.
then you can also just buy your membership there if you want to.
Yep.
Right.
You can do all kinds of stuff. So we're not going to limit you to just the convention.
Only. Yeah.
Yeah. I do want to put a plug in for the Urban Air folks. They, if you want to bring your kids and family to this and let them play, you can purchase the play amenity stuff downstairs at their front counter and set them loose in the park while you're coming and doing your networking, meeting and greeting, and eating our free pizza. That's just a great option to, I know Saturdays can be tough. If you've got the kids at home, get out of the house, bring the kids, sign them up, let them play in the park, and come upstairs and meet and greet with professional photographers of Idaho. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be casual. I know folks that are going to be there at every end of the spectrum from the photography perspective, folks that are new photographers that are interested in this,
right,
to our what I love to refer to as our legacy photographers, folks that are masters like you.
Like you.
New.
Right?
I'm a new
Notice
master.
I didn't say old members. I said legacy masters.
Yeah.
Who have so much to give right into this photography community. We're going to have a biography coaching station and a headshot station. If you're planning to come to convention, and I'm going to say this because I'm doing the headshot work.
Yeah.
If you're planning to convention and you haven't registered yet, I'm still going to make your headshot. The headshots and biography that we're making at this event are going to be used at convention to help our virtual and in-person attendees understand who is in their environment, right?
Yeah.
We're going to run a slideshow on the virtual feed, on the stream, and we're going to run a slideshow at the event. So you can learn about all these other photographers around you. And maybe that could open some doors to having some conversations and making some new friends. Maybe you meet somebody who does something that you do and you want to share some notes on that. Or you meet somebody who does something that you don't know how to do and you want to learn that. There's just a great opportunity to see and read about what people do and how they're involved in the organization.
Right.
So that's what the purpose of that is. It's
better together, guys. We're
getting-
helping you network and
right?
get together.
Just thinking that.
getting to know
Yeah.
PPI as a membership organization. We are your state affiliate for Professional Photographers of America. She's our president.
Currently.
It's just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
and hopefully next year too.
yeah,
So.
I think that's the way that's going to roll out. Looking really good. Who do we have on today? Hey, Gordon Smith is here. He says, hi,
Gordon.
guys. Who else is out there? Drop us a note. Let me know who you are, where you're coming from. I can't see the list of who's here unless you comment on it for me. And I'd love to see more about that. So
I do want to add one thing real quick, though. This headshot that's going to happen, Bob's going to help do the headshots. If you don't know, Bob does headshots as a primary part of his photography for corporate clients, especially. So you don't want to miss this opportunity. And he's one of our convention speakers. So we'll go into that later, but he's going to be teaching what he's going to be performing on Saturday.
indeed.
Yes.
That's good. Thanks for the plug.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Of course. Better together.
All right. So I'm going to throw these notes up just one more time. If you haven't had a chance to write this down, take that now. I think, Larry, you're going to have this slide up on the website this afternoon too.
Yeah, all these slides will be up on the website under
Awesome.
matter of fact, we'll probably create a
And
convention
Larry,
page.
what is that website?
PPOfIdaho.com.
ppofidaho.com.
Be there. Click on the join us button, but you don't have to really join us today. Come and see us on Saturday on the 13th.
That sounds really good there too. All right. Who do we have? We have Kim Mittner. Laquita is here. That's excellent. Excited to have a first professional headshot. Kim, you're going to join us. That's terrific. I am going to look back in the camera here. I'm glad that you're going to be there. That's really terrific. We're going to roll right into convention material right now, and I need to wake the keyboard up. So let's start with talking about where convention is going to be held. Jen, I'm going to pass this one to you.
Okay.
I'm going to put the slide up.
Yes, so this year our convention will be held at the Silverstone Amenity Center. This is in Meridian, right off the freeway on Overland Road. You can see the address there. Like Bob said, it's right where it's the hub of a lot of other restaurants and businesses, so super easy to find. Beautiful center. We also have a host hotel, so if you do need to stay in a hotel, Candlewood Suites is right next door. They share the same parking lot. And just a special note, if you want the rate of, do you want to get to that slide before we do it?
I'll roll that slide
Okay.
up.
You can say that in a minute then.
Yeah, I do want to hit and I think you started to mention this, is our host hotel, and the Silverstone Plaza are literally adjacent to each other in a parking lot. There's also a Lucky Perk Coffee in the parking lot. There's
which is a cool coffee shop.
That's a nice.
Yeah.
That's actually my favorite Lucky Perk in our area.
Yep.
It's just a really nice facility. It's literally right outside the front doors to our convention center, which that makes me really happy, right? So let's talk hotel information here a little bit. Candlewood Suites is our host hotel. We've got a 10-room single queen block going right now, and this is until March 15th. Our block reservation is being held until the 15th. Not that you couldn't get a room after that, but you wouldn't be on our block rate. Rooms are $85 a night. Let me go back over here, I think. $85 a night. No, I don't have it. That's okay. So that's plus tax, and they said it's about 13%. So you can do your own math on that. I didn't do it for the slide. You can book online, and it was the first thing on this feed's comments today is I put the booking link for the rooms up there. You can book up to 3 nights on this room block. And then there's a phone number here that you can book with. 208-888-5121.
Yep.
And mention Professional Photographers Convention. I had them rattle the cage at the front desk yesterday so that they're aware that our folks are going to be calling. I would get your room. So the reason we bumped into today with this conversation is so that you've got a week to get your room booked, get your convention booked. We've already got a good number of people signing up for convention and coming in person. I'm super excited to see those numbers and those names coming in. It's really exciting. Are we ready to go talk about schedule?
Yeah, Gordon Smith had a great question. He said, should people dress up for the pre-con for the headshot then?
Can I field that?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So if you're coming for the headshot, I want you to dress in the way that you would dress working with your client.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll give you a great example. I photographed one of my favorite dentists in the area. I photographed his whole practice, all his staff, and then Dr. Cox comes in and he's wearing shirt and tie and he's all choked out, ready, and he's grumbling the whole time we're making this headshot, wearing this tie. And I finally just stopped for a minute. I said, Tom, do you wear a tie when you're working with your patients? Oh gosh, no, I never wear a tie. I'm like, take the tie off, man. Like if your people don't see you in a tie, don't present yourself in a tie.
So
right?
Gordon, don't wear a tie.
That's a great question to ask. And so here's what I will tell you is your clothing needs to look great. In fact, if you are coming to this and you're interested in getting my infographic on how to look your best, shoot me a quick email or a text message. You can find me at bobryder.com and hit me up through the website, and I'll send you my infographic about getting ready for your headshot. It's stuff like, don't tan or wax or change your hair within a week.
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't mean you can't have your hair styled, but don't have it shaved off because you won't like it. And your head's going to be all white.
Yeah.
Right.
and I won't wax, promise.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you that. So this is totally off topic, but it's relevant, right? I had a gal come in who had freshly waxed her eyebrows.
Oh, I know. I don't plan anything after a wax.
When you do that, you remove all the
red.
little fuzzy stuff that's all around.
Shiny
I had to
and-
Photoshop all that
Yeah.
crap back in.
Yeah.
Right? Because then you wind up with like waxed strips around. Don't do that. Don't tan. Don't do the self-tanner, turn your skin orange thing. Don't do any of that stuff before your headshot, right? Anyway, that's it. You can email me. You can text me. You can Facebook message me. You can Instagram DM me. You can LinkedIn, whatever that is.
Wow.
And ask, and I can give you the infographic for your best results in your headshot. Most important thing that you can do for your headshot,
Be there.
show up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Be there. All right.
Jason McAdams said, "Are masks required for the convention?" My answer to that be we will comply with whatever the rules are, but our stance is whatever you're comfortable with, if it's allowed.
So I'm gonna expand on that
Yeah,
a little
please
bit.
do.
One of the reasons that we brought convention to Meridian and not Boise
Yes.
is that Meridian has a little bit more of a practical approach to this. They encourage mask use, but they don't mandate it. So we're not going to get citations issued
Yeah.
to people at convention that aren't wearing your mask. And we're not there to be the mask police.
And we have a larger room this year to
Right.
meet in. So if we do need to do some distancing, there's space for that.
Currently the room is set up for that.
Yeah.
The room can accommodate a couple of hundred people, and it's set up for less than 50 currently. That can fluctuate as things go. You know, there's a whole lot of conversation that could take place over that. But your answer stands, is if you're comfortable wearing a mask, wear your mask.
And if you want somebody to wear a mask, let them know.
Yeah, you can see how that goes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can be virtual, and we are doing everything we can to make our virtual experience top notch. And we'll go over that in a little bit as well.
Brett Sale says this might not be great. My clients are empty houses. So, Brett, what you wearing, man?
Yeah.
So actually, I would take
Slippers?
that to mean that you're doing real estate photography, and that was kind of a shorts and t-shirt kind of gig for me when I was doing that out in that western state that shall not be named. But you know, Brett,
I would
come
say
as you are, man.
I would say, and like you do what you want, but whatever you would wear if you were in front of a client who's paying you money.
Yeah.
So your houses aren't paying you money.
But your
people
client
are.
might
So
be.
what would you wear then?
Yeah, there you go. That got it covered. So that's really good. So we hit venue. I'm going to just throw these slides up as we roll back into these. We talked about the convention venue being Silverstone Amenity Center. This is at the corner of Overland and Eagle.
Yes.
Just south of the I-84 connector there.
Maybe slightly southeast of that.
Really easy to find. It's pretty hard to miss there, actually. So then let's talk schedule. Are we ready to go to the schedule?
Ready.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks, we get a lot of questions about this, right? So I'm going to roll right to that, and I'll bring a camera up next. So
Hi, Sky.
schedule of events. This is the 50,000 foot aerial view of events. We didn't want to pour at you
A bunch of timelines.
a bunch of the 9 o'clock this and 11 o'clock that.
You'll get that soon, but
Yeah, that's coming. And just so that you know, mailers are going out this weekend.
Yes.
Postcards?
Yeah. I think they're arriving today, and then we'll slap the stickers on and get them out there.
Yep, good stuff. They're having a fun conversation over here about what they're wearing.
Oh.
Flippy floppies, that's great. So I'm just take a second to say this. I love when the conversation is going on without us.
Yeah.
I think that's great. It's a little distracting because I want to join.
They know better than listen to you and I, for sure. Yeah.
They should. By now, I've been at this for a year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so schedule of events overview. I'm going to put that back on screen. We're going to talk behind it. Is that all right?
Yep, that's good.
All right. So I'll cover Friday. We'll just roll down the line this way. Friday is our image competition. This is going to start pretty early in the morning. I think our doors are opening around 8:30, and expect the image competition to start judging around 9 o'clock. Following image competition, towards the later part of the day, we've got Sherry Hammond coming in for an image presentation class, which is a neat opportunity to learn from somebody who's been at it, at image presentation competition a long time, and is really accomplished. And then following Friday's activities at the Amenity Center, we're going to, Sam Marvin is hosting an after-hour social at his facility in South Meridian off Meridian Road there.
Which is roughly a
studio.
mile away.
Yeah,
2
it's
miles away.
2 miles away.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty easy to get to. You don't even have to cross the freeway.
Nope.
So then, Jen, you want to take
Sure.
Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday, we're going to start with a continental breakfast. Just a little FYI, this is actually a free meet and greet. So any photographer out there, whether you're attending convention or not, we want you to come, get to know us, say hello, have some breakfast. And then after that, we are excited to have a special keynote speaker. And then we have several amazing workshops lined up. And then after that, we have, after the lectures, I think we're going to have some kind of, we might have trade show demos and or just demonstrations. And then after that, we'll be, again, socially meeting over at Sam Marvin's studio.
Yeah. And Larry, you wanted to pick up on Sunday?
Yeah. So Sunday morning, of course, we're going to have our workshops, and then we're going to roll that into our annual business meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the afternoon, we're going to have some more workshops. But the big news here that is not on any of the slides, and I kind of wanted to hit, is the auction, our online auction. So we will have lunch around, was it 1 to 2?
I think that's what
Something
we
like
had.
that.
Yep.
And that auction will end.
12:30 to 1:30 for lunch on Sunday. I think
Okay.
planning.
So that auction would end at 1 then on Sunday, which gives you a half an hour to get out of your classes, scramble to your phones, see if the stuff that you have picked out is still there or you can bid on. And then at 1 o'clock, then we would stop the bidding on that so that we can, the people that are there and that have got stuff, we can pass the stuff out that night.
Yeah. And for really hammering or nailing down the auction details, you'll want to be there on Saturday morning.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to really open up the auction and talk about it with our attendees, both in person and through the stream, and let you know where all that's happening, how you can bid, and all of those things. Lynn Martin asks, is all of this information at bobryder.com? No, it's at ppofidaho.com. That's your Professional Photographers of Idaho homepage.
After we get done here.
Yeah.
Is she talking about the headshot information or in convention?
Well, all of this information. So I assume she's seeking information about this. Also, Lynn, if you're on our social media channels, I know a lot of this information, it might look a little bit different than our slide deck today, but a lot of this information has been, you've poured a lot of that information out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
So you can find it there. And honestly, if you're just not finding the information that you're looking for, hit us up.
Yeah.
All of us will be willing to ask you.
So, yeah, so continuing on Sunday then, after the workshops on Sunday, we'll have the PPI Ask Anything, which should be good, I hope.
That's a great opportunity to ask your board questions.
Whatever you want to ask.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we'll have our awards banquet that night. So.
Big Daddy's is having their meat lovers. Okay. All right. There we go.
Well, we just ate there yesterday.
We did just eat there yesterday. Yeah.
It was good.
It was good.
And I'm not sponsored by Big Daddy's, but you should
let's talk for just a minute. Thanks, Gordon, for putting that up there. ppofidaho.com. Getting that on there, Gordon. Appreciate it. I lost my train of thought. Let's talk awards banquet for just a minute. Tell our viewers a little bit about what the awards banquet is and why it's important to us.
Well, that's kind of a little bit of a can of worms, but simple view is awards banquet. We're acknowledging all those who entered image competition. We have awards for all the different categories for second, third, and other special awards, as well as we have our IFP program, which
Idaho Fellow.
And people will be getting awarded whatever merits they have earned over the course of the year. We acknowledge a lot of great things about what our members are doing for even within PPA. If you're a certified professional photographer, we award those awards. I mean, there's a lot of categories which we get to honor those who have been working all year long, and especially in relation to our image competition. So it's a really fun event. Dinner served, and we get to applaud each other. I believe Sam Marvin is going to be sponsoring the trophies this year, so we're excited for that. We'll show you what those look like sometime soon.
Yep, soon we'll have a preview for that. Let's come back to this wide view for just a minute. Jason, man, you are leading this conversation.
Thank you, Jason. You just took us right into the
next slide. And we have got a dynamite.
We do.
There's a little bit of a shift in how we're doing. The education this year. You want to explain that?
Yeah. So normally this would be entirely in person, and oftentimes we'd have longer classes, trying to, of course, get the PPA merit classes in there, which require 6+ hours of instruction. But this year we have many classes that are just one at a time, and they're a little bit shorter, between 1 to 3 hours. And we are offering still a PPA merit, which is a continuing education merit, because if you attend a convention, that's more than 6 hours.
Yeah, so the PPA merit is working towards your PPA degrees.
Correct.
Your photographic craftsman, your masters of photography, right?
And your artists.
So just by attending our convention and participating in the classes,
virtual or in person.
Yeah, you'll earn a merit.
Could be anyone in any state that wants to attend.
That's so great.
And the rates are the same. If you're a PPA member, you can pay the same PPI member rate.
Yeah, that's kind of something we glossed over. Well, we haven't hit the...
No, I've got a slide for that.
Okay, never mind.
For all of that. So let's roll in and answer Jason's question. Your instructors this year for convention, Brian Welsh, he is our jury chair.
He is, yep.
For image competition, and he is also going to be teaching a class, the marketing riddle, solve it, and find your ideal client. He's going to be presenting. Kim Critchfield is doing. Okay, so we've talked a lot about Kim. I'm going to come back to this for just a minute. Larry and I have been talking a lot about Kim's Art is Everywhere. And I I reached out to him and asked him if he would give us his Art is Everywhere program. So Kim is going to be teaching his Art is Everywhere program, which includes some information on how he's lighting those objects. If you're not following Kim on social, you need to be. His work is, it's truly,
It's
It's
dynamite.
inspiring.
Yeah,
it
it's
really
incredible.
is beautiful.
you want to talk about Christy?
Yeah, Christy Steves. She's also one of our jurors at Image Competition. She's going to be teaching the art of storytelling, and she is a dynamic duo. Not duo. Is duo two people? Anyway, she's dynamic.
Yes, yes.
Okay, she's amazing. But she's had experience as a journalist, and so she knows about writing stories. And now as a photographer, she applies all of the elements that create an image so that you can really do amazing storytelling with in your work, whether it's for Image Competition or for clients. So
Good stuff.
yeah.
I'll take Stuart because he's my catch. Stuart Johnson is a local guy. He's got a master's in business administration. He's made a lifetime career out of marketing. He's a fun, smart, funny guy, and he's done something really unique. So if you saw the title of his workshop, he's our keynote. It's called Find Your Burpee. So this guy has done 100 burpees a day since January 2019. He is nearing 80,000 burpees.
It's just mind-boggling.
If a burpee is a lot like a push-up that you drop from a standing position and then jump back up out of.
I'm already tired
It's
thinking about
100 a day. So the interesting thing is, like, Stuart's got a whole TikTok following his burpees thing. He's got people all over the country doing his burpees. But what Stuart has found, I want him to tell his story, but the whole point, the burpees for him were game changing. And he's not telling you have to do burpees. He's going to help talk about finding that thing that's game changing for you.
Yeah.
So it's finding your burpee. He's our keynote speaker. He's kind of the catalyst behind our Saturday morning meet and greet for breakfast. And he's going to be a guest for that. And then you're noting that light shut off above
Yeah.
you.
It's okay.
It is what it is.
We're still good.
Yeah.
That's a heat thing on those LEDs. So anyway, he's going to be at our Saturday morning continental breakfast meet and greet, and then he's going to roll right into his keynote speech to open the weekend. So
Super excited.
that's him. I'm going
Very
to put his
inspiring.
slide back up, and you can talk about what's next.
Yeah. So Sherry Hammond. So I apologize. I didn't update her official title. It's actually Presentations, The Final Touch is her title. So I'll update that. But I don't know if you follow the Hammonds, but she's had a lot of experience entering image competition over the years and just presenting her work for clients or social media. So she's going to discuss the types of presentations and the process for selecting one. So really looking forward to learning from her.
And that's Friday.
That is Friday after image competition.
Image competition. Larry?
Yeah. So we have Bob Ryder.
Dun-dun-dun.
And
You have me.
I've had the privilege of, so Bob and I have, well, not Bob has put on the show, but I've recorded some of those for him, meaning that I've been to this, a similar presentation. This is going to be a
Workshops,
little bit different for Bob for, I don't know, past couple of years. And it's worth going to. So I'm excited to see the impact portion of this because I know it's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to teaching at the state level with this. This is pretty neat. And then Sam Marvin,
Yeah.
one of your PPI board members is okay. Now, if you don't know Sam, I'm going to come into a different camera here. If you don't know Sam, Sam is a brilliant businessman. Sam makes business happen, and I can't say this enough. He at Albion 2 years ago for our fall retreat, he did
Awesome.
he did a really good
presentation,
workshop
yeah.
on kind of his sales funnel and taking the client.
It was
from-
interesting,
Client
even with the
experience,
wrinkled sheet.
I think it was something about the customer's experience.
It was his presentation, Albion, was interesting, even with the
Even-
wrinkled sheet.
even with the white sheet that
Yeah,
he uses
yeah,
as a
yeah.
projector screen. That
Yeah.
will not be the case this time.
No.
So he's going to be speaking. Let me put that slide back up. I got to find it. Speakers. He is doing creating better systems and automating your photography business. And I know from speaking to a lot of the folks that I network with, this is a huge problem in every industry. And I'm going to come
Yeah.
back to the wide shot. In every industry, folks have a hard time managing their data, if you do any kind of CRM, any kind of customer relationship management, if you're sending thank you cards, anniversary cards, birthday cards, thank yous, hellos, if you're trying to track, I could go on and on.
It's time. It's a time suck, right?
Yeah.
So he's really good at helping that business part of your business. As photographers, we can be creative, but if we're spending boatloads of time trying to make a buck, I mean, it just makes it really hard. So
if you're doing that, you're not taking pictures.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a big factor in my business too. So I'm looking forward to catching that. Let's go to the next thing. Our next slide.
There's a quick question here in the chat.
Yeah, go with it.
Let's see. Lynn wants to know, for the workshops, are we encouraged to bring camera gear or leave it at home? That's a great question. We're having a little, not as much hands-on at our convention this year, but it doesn't hurt to bring it, because as we learn things, you may want while you're there to test some things out. And as the instructors are around or other photographers, we can talk about it and test things out. But we don't have like a ton of models coming in or anything like that. So leave that up to you.
Or even if you have a question, maybe you have a question about your equipment, that we can get answered for you.
I think it's really common that I see some photographers who are I take a camera everywhere I go.
Mm-hmm.
They show up with camera equipment. But because this is both in person and virtual, I'm not going to be bringing guests up on stage during my lecture, our workshop. It's going to be demonstration time. We're going to be taking pictures and changing lights and doing those things, but you won't be doing that. So, I guess if you are that person that brings your camera, bring your camera. There will be opportunities, I'm sure, to take pictures of things and people.
Yes.
But probably not in the workshops.
And maybe during the demo part on Saturday evening, that might be applicable as well there.
Yeah. And Larry knows I love playing with other people's camera gear. So bring it if you have questions. Because love to talk about that.
Gordon says bring your camera for the after hours at Sam's. You might catch some really fun stuff, depending.
That's the camera in my pocket. For that.
That's a good.
I know.
That's a good thought, Gordon. Good idea.
All right. So the next thing we want to talk about is always the elephant in the room. What does the pricing structure look like for convention this year? And you hit it a little bit. If you are a PPA member or a PPI member, so if you are Professional Photographers of Idaho or a Professional Photographer of America member, you get our state rate at $195.
Correct.
And that is in person and virtual.
Correct.
Our virtual attendees get a swag bag.
Yeah.
That's going to have some things that coordinate with the events that we're doing.
So you'll get something physical sent to you. Yay.
Yay, fun
Stuff.
Yeah, stuff that coordinates with what we're doing in the workshops and at the convention. Our non-member rate, this is if you are not a member of PPI and not a member of PPA, is $245, and it includes your 1-year membership, your first year membership.
Awesome deal.
At half price.
It's half price,
right?
guys.
So that's a really good deal there too. I'm going to bring that slide back up. You want to cover the last one for me?
Yeah, the PPI, the life members. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the life members.
So life members, we just have a select
few.
Who you are. And Ness, you know who you are. These are people who've been in our PPI membership for a couple decades, typically, or decade at least, maybe not a couple, but for a while. And so they have their own special rate, and that applies to them. So
great.
You would know.
And then your registration portal is at ppofidaho.com. So that was just on the screen. And I know that Gordon shared that into our conversation here. That's where you're going to find a lot of information. That's where you're going to find the registration link. I'm not sure if the hotel booking link is there yet.
It's all in there.
It is. Excellent. So that's fantastic. And then the last thing on this part that we want to talk about, let me bring that over here too, is our image competition.
Yes.
And this is a little bit, I don't want to say convoluted, but there's some complexity to it.
Yeah.
And you are kind of our resident expert on that.
Well, yeah. So this year, Sherry Barron is our print chair. I will our image chair, I will say. We've been working together. But yes, I can go over this information. Let me know if you have questions. All of this, again, is on our PPI website, including the rules for image competition. But just so you know, the deadline to enter, you have to have your digital files submitted to printcompetition.com by April 6th. Members, PPI members, I guess we should clarify that. That would be PPI members, get to enter your images for $15 an image. So you can do 1 and up to 6 images for a member of PPI. If you're going to enter 6, the total you would pay would be $85. So there's a little price break there. Non-members would be $20 an image, max of 4 images. You have numerical scores. The print your challenge, so I do want to make sure you're aware of, that is a challenge that anyone in or outside of our state, member or non-member, if you're entering image competition, you can enter that theme of light and shadow is going to be the competition theme for the print your challenge. But just know it needs to be one of your max images entered and identified as such. And the additional cost for that is $25. However, the one lucky person who wins that will get 50% of that entry fee for that. So
that's cool.
You can make some bang bucks.
Yep. Very cool.
Good stuff. And along
critique's
with
available, yeah.
along with all of that, if you merit with your prints, you can also earn Idaho Fellow Photography merits to your Idaho Fellow degree.
Yes.
Pretty cool there. Did you cover the critiques?
No,
Did we get to
I
that?
didn't.
Okay.
Yeah. So this year is new. We are offering video critiques with our judges, which you can see our judge panel on the website. All 6 are PPA level jurors, which is totally amazing feedback we'll be getting. So $10 an image. So any of your images you want to get a specific feedback from our judges, that's what it will cost.
That's where you're going to find it.
Right before districts. So great time to get feedback.
So I do have a question. The critiques available, you pay that up front before as you submit your images, or when?
I believe so. I could talk to Sherry about if they're, most likely you're going to want to. If you're trying to get feedback prior to districts, we are right up against the deadline before it's considered a late entry. So you would need to do that right away so we can turn those around for you. But we haven't discussed the option of having it after. So I don't have an answer to you for that.
Part of that is a coordination factor of making sure that we get all these images to our judges for those.
Yeah, we'll have to work really fast on that, on the tail end of that. So,
yep. All right. You know what is amazing? I'm going to move your paper there so I can see that clock.
Oh, yes.
We covered that in 36 minutes.
Woot woot. A lot of info.
So before we blast off, I want to just give you an opportunity. We're going to just kill a couple of minutes and talk about what we've got coming up next week. There's a fun episode coming up next week with just Larry and I here on the set. And but this is your opportunity to get some questions onto the feed before we sign off for our day today. Next week's Friday, our next week's live is going to be Mods. And so this is a fun conversation. Like for a long time, I wasn't willing to change my gear from factory to make it work better for me. Like cutting a strap or something. I'm like, no, I don't want to cut that strap. And then you have all this extra strap, right? So, but I recently did a fun mod to actually that thing over your head. And I thought, you know what, we need to talk about some of the things that we do to our equipment to just make it work better for me, or for you, or for you. Do you mod your equipment at all?
I can't think of. I'd have to think about it. No, probably not.
Okay.
No, right.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just told Bob yesterday he could cut a hole in my camera if he wanted to. So
You did tell me that. I'm like, I'm probably not going to cut a hole in your camera, man.
I DIY stuff, but probably not the actual equipment.
Okay.
So this would be good to know.
So anything like, well, I don't want to talk about that until next week.
Yeah.
Like,
there's lots of
are
stuff.
you using a hot glue gun? Are you making stuff
Yeah.
stick where it needs to stick?
If you're not familiar with PVC cement, you're not modding anything.
You're not my friend, right? All right, Dennis Hammond comes in here. PP districts are March 2nd through April 14th for early. Late is open until April 29th, and district judging will be 9 through 14. Dennis, thanks for putting that in there. I know I saw this come through my email feed from PPA. It went in and out. I'm glad you got that on there. I really appreciate that. We got hearts from Maxine. I'm not sure if that was for the
Let's talk about PPA for just a second. They have a bunch of stuff that they've thrown on their website recently. I've kind of made that part of my daily thing is to go there and just to check out. So they've got
what's not on their website?
What?
My pictures.
Our CPP results.
Yeah.
We keep waiting.
Monday will be 4 weeks.
4 weeks, guys. We've been waiting 4 weeks for the results. But.
For those of you that are struggling with the COVID situation, they do have guidelines on the new loan guidelines out there right now.
There is a new webinar Monday.
Monday.
Because the The feds changed that this week.
Right. And there's a lot of, if you're a PPA member, head on out to ppa.com and just check out there. They have been putting some effort into getting you guys information on time about, for example, the COVID relief. That's one thing. And then there's several others. I've been also fortunate to have been involved with the PPA affiliate meetings that Brian has held. There's just, it's like drinking from a fire hose. There's a lot of stuff right now coming out. So I would suggest just a shout out to them and to roll out to their website and check it out, because there's a lot of stuff there that is probably beneficial to almost everybody that's listening. So,
all right.
Thank you.
You've got this next slide too, Larry.
Oh, yeah. So if you're out on the web, it's ppofIdaho.com. This is our weekly join us slide. We'd love to have you you can join anytime. We'd love to have you at the March 13th event. And actually we could meet and greet and sign you up right there. But in the meantime, ppofIdaho.com, hit the join us tab, $9.99 a month.
$99 a year, man.
Yeah.
It's
cheap.
Okay. We'll talk more about it. Let's come back to the PreCon meet and greet slide here for just a minute. We're going to hit this. This is your last opportunity to get questions in before we bug off for the day. And so next Saturday, the 13th, from 1 to 4 p.m. at Urban Air. What?
It's already the 13th next Saturday.
A week from tomorrow, right?
I know.
He's shaking his head. That's why I asked him what.
Yeah.
Urban Air, it's on Lanark Street, which you've never heard of unless you've been there. Actually, if you've been returning things or picking things up from the Amazon hub, that's there. Right next to Urban Air.
It's right behind RC. Well, it's kind of behind RC Willie and or that DeMeyer's or whatever furniture store.
Furniture,
it's right behind that. So.
Network with professional photographers from PP of Idaho. Convention info and registration is going to be there. There's going to be PPA information there. There's going to be Urban Air information there. You can bring your kids. That's not part of our event, so you'll pay for that downstairs to get your kids to do that. I'm gonna say something great here. My teenage son has worked at Urban Air for almost 2 years, and they have been fantastic as an employer. Awesome. And all through the COVID, even during the shutdown, they worked really hard to keep their employees and bring them back. I am super happy that Urban Air is sponsoring this event for us. They jumped at this opportunity. When I asked about their convention space, they offered a sponsorship.
That's awesome.
And then she said, and we'll provide the pizza. I was like,
make sure you thank them on the way out.
Yeah, it's a big deal. So I'm going to run back to that. And then we're going to have a biography help station. And I think Leah Southwick is going to be there to help you write a bio. I don't want the I don't want the candy fluff that you see on a lot of websites. You know, the long walks on the beach and an open area. I don't want that. I want to know where you are.
For this purpose, it'll be brief.
You're not sensitive or what?
No,
you can do what you want on your website.
You're not trying to sell with this bio, and that's why Lee is going to be there, because she understands what we're trying to do. I
want to add something just to note. Professional photographers of Idaho, don't let the word professional scare you away from joining us. Calling yourself a professional is kind of a big deal, and it's a hard thing to do. We're not here to judge your level of expertise or no expertise. What we're saying as an organization is we provide you professional level education to help you elevate yourself to a professional level. So there's no judgment here. We want all of you there. So
that's
you know what's important.
If you have an
about
interest in photography, come.
What's great about elevating the individual is that you elevate the industry along with it. And it's one of the reasons I teach. I love to bring others up. I feel like I get lifted up too. Yeah,
we're a friendly bunch, and we want you there.
Except Larry, he's a meanie.
Mostly, no.
Quirky too, but
so let's just drop this. And we'll talk over this for just a minute. Folks, we're going to take off for the day. And we'll be back next week with Mods. And in the meantime, Laquita says, I'm super new and I'm here. Good for you, Laquita. And we're darn glad you're here. Yeah, and helping. She's one of our volunteers.
Diving in to help.
Good stuff.